I mean, how could I not be doing fantastic? It's Thursday, your favorite day.
Yes, but it's my favorite day.
I
Or are
know,
you on
and I'm
board?
happy about that. I'm
Oh,
happy to be happy about this.
I love this support coming from you. I mean, then Thursday I don't even need the support. I already sent the ticket back. I woke up and chose violence. I woke up, got a ticket, and which was sent back 2 days ago, thanks to automation. It was an interesting thing as sometimes you don't need to click buttons. You can if there is a link
Yeah.
masquerading as a button pretty often. You go into inspecting the DOM and you find out that it's not a button, it's just an A, link basically.
Yeah.
And
It's a link.
by
Yeah.
pl-
Link to.
yeah, by playwright documentation, I believe, or maybe I like want to believe into that. You don't open those. You actually can just check href attribute. You can check if it needs to be open in the separate tab with the target blank and all of those stuff. So I don't click on them because why would I make those extra steps if I can just check href and I rely on gods of internet to actually work correctly and on Chromes and Safaris and all of those. So and the link was like huge, massive. Like it's basically a link to documentation, let's say, and it needs to be open on a specific page. And the link itself has your bear token embedded in it because it's behind the like it's secured in.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the link, I mean, obviously, like clicking manually will check that, but automation. I wrote the test, which because I'm lazy, and so I don't need to go and click those links. I automated all of that, and developer was working on mapping UI and API. So basically, like adding, and that link has nothing to do with API. Like it just navigating to,
And
but
why
it
did
got
it change?
but it broke. And so I was like, hey, the link broke. I was so happy when automation found it. I was like, oh wow, because automation did the comparison for strings for each ref
Yeah, and you could see
attribute.
what was different.
Exactly, it immediately said that hey, like these words are missing and we expected them, and I was like, okay, cool. So I sent the link, and also an interesting thing is you see like that's why automation is great because it will do the tasks for you which you hate or you
Yeah.
would or like repetitive or the ones you basically do sometimes. Let's admit we're all humans, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do without thinking. So when the ticket got back to testing, if I was super early in the morning, super late at night, maybe tired, maybe in between, maybe on the phone call with my mom. I do that sometimes while I'm testing. You know, I would open the link. It worked. It opened documentation and I would close it, because like, okay, it worked. But because automation is so beautiful and it's very very consistent with its checks, right? So it doesn't have mom on the phone with no coffee. It doesn't care. It always works like it has
You've
coffee and
programmed it to do something very specific, and
exactly.
it's going to do it every time.
Yeah. And so if I were to test it, I would see it open and close, but automation immediately detected that URL is still not as we expect. And I was confused. I was like, wait a second. So, but it does open it manually. And then I realized that the thing I overlooked is like when I was automating originally, it opens in a specific page. And to
Yep.
open in a specific page, you do hashtag page equals 20.
Yeah.
And developer fixed it by saying ampersand page 20. So, but the point is it opened the so I as a human see that manual is open and but automation is failing and then I realized that
Yeah.
it's not open on the same page. So
So I
my
think
favorite.
that's a very important thing, right? Because
Yeah,
if you were just to automate that a new page loaded with the correct title or the correct heading,
yeah,
like that test would pass too. But what
exactly.
was there before and what was there in the spec, you know, 4 years ago, whenever this was originally written,
Right.
it would have not gone to the right page, which is what we expected in the beginning. And
Yeah.
so, just to like, just to kind of rephrase or maybe ask you a question, what you're saying is instead of when you have a link on a page, instead of interacting with it by clicking it and doing assertions on that new page that got open, you were actually just looking, getting the locator, and then validating that the href within that locator equals a certain value. And that's a hard coded value,
Hmm.
except for like some of it's hard coded because you
Oh, I
said
mean,
there's
the
an
bear
auth
token
token.
is not hard coded.
Right.
It's a
So you
variable.
you actually did some like interesting regex to say,
Yeah.
make it, does this pattern match what's over here? Ooh,
No,
I
it
like
was
it.
very easy. It was like the href equals to this, and I just concatenated it with the bear token because I know the value of bear token. So it
Oh, so
wasn't.
you actually had that in your
I have a
test. So you
bear
just,
token inside,
oh,
so it checks the
that's
whole.
even more beautiful.
Yeah, it's literally the whole thing, and like you can't bypass it. And I about like those links. I remember. Hi, Matt Andrek, I love you. Once was working on UI, and he did remove somehow the value changed and the target blank stopped working. I mean, he removed it, I think. So now when you're on a page, you click and it opens in the same tab,
Yep.
which was not working like that until yesterday. You know what I mean? And and especially like me knowing application after working for 3.5 years there, I obviously knew how it looks. In I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
I can dream these things. And I was like, oh no, it's not even user friendly because now I have to click back, but while before it was open in a new tab. So yeah, the links. I mean, it depends. It depends on what you're checking. If I need to
Yeah.
see the content of the link, of course, yeah, I'll have to navigate. I'll have to navigate. Like there is, it just I have to. But if it's just to make sure that the link
Or a PDF
supposedly
loads because this is
works,
like a
again
PDF that
relying
loads. Yeah.
on internet contracts and browsers, and we rely
Yeah.
on that. That yeah, checking those two parameters is usually more than enough for me.
Yeah. And I think in that scenario, right, that there's different pages in the flow where when you click the link, it goes to a different page. So it's almost
Hmm.
like you need to make sure each of these links goes to the right page. But we should probably have like one test that just makes sure that it opens, right? On maybe a default. I mean, what if the PDF gets deleted from the code base? Like it's not going to open. So I think what we're talking about, right, or
Yeah.
what we're thinking through is like what are the risks involved with this, right? And we're catching most of them, but we are making an assumption without opening the actual PDF. We're making the
But
assumption that like
we rely
it
literally that
exists.
at
Yeah.
HTML and DOM rules and browsers and
Right,
literally
but what
like,
if what if the PDF gets deleted from the repo? Like we're not
oh
checking for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's the
That's
risk that I wanted to
oh,
call
that's
out.
what. Yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah,
That or like you go there and it says because I know what you're talking about. You go and it says 404 not found.
yeah, that's
you know,
right. That's right.
or those like the ugly ones from AWS S3 bucket. Oh, sometimes when they're not parsed correctly, it's just like a ton of text with like
Yeah.
disgusting. But yeah, my favorite thing about automation is that it allows me to be lazy.
Ooh, I love it, man. Like
That's
being
it.
lazy is good.
Yes.
I'll just call out my favorite thing about Playwright is release days. Playwright 1.59 is out.
Okay,
I'm
something
gonna, I'm gonna
metro.
t- I'll talk about it on demo. I'll come up with
Okay,
a fancy demo to show some
you
stuff
do
off for
that.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's
You
gonna
do
be
that.
great.
You do
So
that. I know you need to go, so respectful of your time. Ciao.
enjoyed it, Sergey. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.